I don't know who I'd be without him, and I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, for sure. We talk about it all the time. I guess we'll go ahead and introduce ourselves.
Yeah.
So I'm Tyler.
And I'm Gabriel.
And Matty, is that correct?
Matty. Yeah.
And Logan.
Logan.
It's nice to have you guys.
Thanks
Yeah,
for
thank
having
you for
us.
having me.
I saw you guys at Pride, and I think I'd
Yeah.
seen you in the gym before, and then we started messaging on social media, and I was like, hey, this is a great way to make friends. Do you guys want to come on the podcast? And it's always nice having other couples here, because really the goal of the podcast was to amplify queer voices, have couples come in and talk about their experience. People ask us a lot about our experience, so we really appreciate you guys coming
Excited.
here.
Yes.
Where are you guys from? Let's start with you, Logan. Where did
I'm from born and raised Orange County.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not
The
too
OC.
far.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Were you impacted by the show The OC? Did that resonate with you
Never
much?
watched it.
Never watched
What?
it? Okay.
No way. That was
Never
literally
seen it.
the first thing that we did when we moved
to
here.
really-
We
I
decided
made
to
him
watch.
the first season because this was like iconic for me growing up. I grew up in North Florida, very conservative area. So my idea of California was like the dream. And so watching that show, going through middle or high school, I was like, one day. And then, life gets in the way and I thought never again. And then we moved here. So
That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
let's reopen some of those ideas about the OC. What was your experience like growing up there?
It was okay.
Yeah.
Not like the best, but not the worst.
Is it conservative? Yeah.
1000%.
Sure.
I was like minorly bullied.
Sure. I think I was similar. I think
Yeah.
that's, it's not like it was in your face, but,
Exactly.
to like keep your voice down, not, be too much of a peacock. You don't want to get too much attention.
That,
Just say-
exactly that. As soon as we moved to LA, it was like, okay, let's start wearing crop shirts
Yes.
and take it all off.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
It's that's how we felt too. And where are you from, Maddie?
I was born in Vegas.
Nice.
actually. Yeah.
Wow.
So I grew up in Vegas and then moved to Arizona. So I grew up in the desert.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
heat.
I love the heat. It's so funny because right now, I was texting my sister. It's like 1:15 right now. And when we first met, I took him there to go visit my family, and even just the drive there, we drove into Phoenix, and I remember sitting in the car, and I look back in the rearview mirror, and he's just so red. He had long hair at the time, so he was just
It's hot.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
Feels like when you open the oven.
Yeah.
And that woof of
Yes.
hot air
It's
comes
like
at
blow
you.
dryers, when you're driving on the freeway and it's just hot air. And so, I mean, that's what I'm used to. But I always knew, I always want to be in California. I always want to be in LA. I remember visiting when I was living in Arizona. I'm like you said, this is the dream. This is where I want to be.
Right.
This is where I need to be.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because I didn't know, I thought that LA and Orange County, they were the same thing.
Yes.
I literally
Yeah.
thought
Straight
that
up,
there
for
was
sure.
no difference at all
Yeah.
until I met him. And he was from Orange County, and he would take me back and forth to visit, from LA to Orange County. And
Well, we also lived there for 3 years too.
so we
Wow.
met in,
Yeah.
I was living in LA, he was living in Orange County, and I saw him on Instagram, and I slid in the DMs and was literally, what did I say? It was something cheesy.
Mega babe or something like that.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, yeah, we hung out right after that.
It ended up
and-
being a
Aw.
48, 50-hour date. It was we just
Kept going.
Kept
It was
going.
really
yeah.
cute.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
I remember I opened the door and he was there and he was tall and I was like, oh my God. I didn't know he was tall.
Surprise.
Yeah.
I will
Right.
say, to your point, you don't look as tall in your pictures. Has anyone ever told you that?
No, not at all.
Because you're very tall in person.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'2".
6'2".
He's a big boy.
Yeah, but in your picture, I
Yeah.
mean, you're very proportionate, I guess
Thank
you could
you.
say. So that's a good thing.
Thank you.
You should put on your Instagram description.
Right, I'm taller than this. Larger than, what is the rearview mirror says? Our
Objects in the
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very similar. We met
Through
by
social media.
sliding
Oh,
through
really?
the DMs.
Text
I
each
was-
Who
other.
to who?
I slid into the DMs.
We don't know exactly, but
Slid into
we
the
think it's
DMs.
him. Yeah.
I think so. I was.
Can't we check?
You
Have
know,
you
we
ever
That
checked?
probably
would take
could.
a long
Wait,
time.
how
because
long have you guys been together?
6
6
years.
years.
Okay, wow.
You guys too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We, like you mentioned, we met each other and did not. We still have not stopped talking every day
Yeah.
since.
Yeah.
No, so that's why our Instagram. You
Oh, it
think
would
we
be
just
impossible.
text?
Talk on Instagram.
We just
Yes.
forward each other. We send each other so much shit.
Like movie
I think I
recommendations.
sent him 45
music,
movies
yeah.
today.
Oh my gosh.
And then for me to catch up, it takes me forever.
So it's lost.
Oh my
It's a
gosh.
mess. But that's social media. So it brought us
Yeah.
together too.
Yeah.
We
And we're together 24/7. Even when we're not together, we're talking through
So,
messages on
you know.
Instagram. So
everybody's different.
When did you guys move in together?
it was right before the pandemic. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like 3 months after dating.
Yeah.
4 months.
See,
Yeah.
lesbians
So
all
funny.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were ready. I mean, I was, because to be honest with you, when we first met, I was kind of like off of dating. I was like finally feeling myself,
Same.
like confident. I had gotten my first like real boy job and like
Yeah.
was not looking to settle down anytime. And then of course that's when it happens to
Yeah.
all of us. And then when we started dating, that same mentality is what led me to say, hey, look, I don't really want to like play around with my time. I don't think you want to either. You live in Miami, I live in Jacksonville. Like, where are we going with this? Like, let's have a mature conversation about like where we see things going.
Yeah.
If we're really in it, let's spend a lot of time together and see what, comes of it. And that's what we decided to do. And 3 months in, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to move in? And then the world started shutting down. And so it seemed
Perfect
like a
timing.
good
Yeah.
idea to,
That's how you really get to know someone.
exactly.
How about
always
you
say
guys
that.
though? When did you move
I
in
mean,
together?
it was kind of like a year before the pandemic, but it was kind of, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. We were kind of, I mean, I knew what I wanted. I had, I was in a kind of a little relationship, and then, I was doing my thing, but I knew what I wanted, and then we met, and it was kind of just like, yeah, we were inseparable, like literally from the moment I opened the door, and it was kind of annoying, like, not annoying, but we were like, I feel like it just worked perfectly, like,
Yeah.
and
What was annoying about it?
well,
Maybe
not annoying. I
maybe
feel like
overwhelming.
Which one is
no, I feel like we were like
What is the
annoying because we were just like, it was literally 5 minutes after we met, and it was just like, it was truly like love at first sight.
So the haters would say annoying.
Probably, yeah.
got it, okay.
Yeah.
It's funny when you find the person, when you find the perfect person. It's like you said, it's annoying in a way because you're like, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you're-
have to start dating
but
this
it
person
just-
because
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
have to
gonna let
move
it go.
in,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
For sure.
but it was so like natural and
Easy.
I will say, like, moving in together after 4 months, like, and still living together, like, that helps so much. Being in,
sure.
like, just kind of like, I don't want to say like locking it in.
No,
but,
yeah.
like, it makes
Yeah.
it work harder
For
it.
sure,
Yes.
for
Yeah.
sure, exactly. I
Yeah.
think that there's responsibility attached, but not too much to where you still feel like you're not married. But it's like, okay, we're getting serious. How are these lives between us gonna blend together?
Yeah.
And it can be really eye opening, really early. So some
sure.
people would say like 3 months in, that's so early, la la la. But that's when you can really like learn fast.
It's
Yeah.
better
Right?
to do it that
Yeah.
early than later because then, some people date for years and then they move in together and they
Yeah.
find things about each other that they didn't know. Because, some things take time for you to understand about the partner. It's only like daily habits or, little things
Right.
that you start noticing.
And COVID kind of happened, and
Mind
it was,
you, my mom was the one that told us to move in together. After 4 months.
Well, she sounds great.
She's great. We love her.
amazing.
There needs to be a good mom in every relationship, whether it's one or two. There needs to just be one. His mom is the one who helps us out. She's the rock for us.
Yeah, she's always been, the
So-
biggest supporter.
Yeah, she would have
That's-
definitely had a
That's
similar
amazing.
I love that.
mindset. So mom was like, "Hey, I like this idea with you guys. Let's."
Yeah, she was
let's-
just like, "How about you guys move in together?" And we're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
sure."
I mean, it was kind of crazy how it happened. I was meeting his family for the first time.
First time.
And it went great. We're hitting it off. We're like all drinking margaritas and having like tacos or whatever.
So fun.
And the living situation I was in, I got a text, and literally as I'm with like him and his family, meeting them, I was in this. It's really hard to explain, but basically they were like, "You can't live with us anymore." Like it was like this weird, like kind of toxic. It was weird.
Yeah.
So I got the text, and then I like look at him, and I'm like, I guess I'm being kicked out of my house right now.
It's
Like, I
also
don't
my
know what's
birthday.
going
I
on.
There's a
feel
lot
like
happening.
craziest things happen on birthdays.
Yeah.
Birthdays.
Yeah, and like all at
crazy.
once, and when you're drinking margaritas.
That's
God.
true.
Yeah.
a lot of pressure.
I was like, your mom might be right. Like,
She might be right.
and we really did. So then we moved to Culver City. We got this little apartment in Culver City, and it was really cute. It was really fun. It was really small.
It's a good
Aw.
first apartment.
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
for
Cute,
sure.
Yeah.
Not overwhelming.
Exactly. It
because
was
if
one bedroom.
Exactly.
Yeah. A a divider if we ever fought.
There you go.
It was small. This is very small.
Yeah.
So then, the pandemic hit, and we were in Culver City in that apartment, and then it was fine. I was playing a lot of Animal Crossing and smoking a lot of weed, and
Absolutely.
like we weren't doing much.
Loved it. I loved it.
It was a great. We had a very
Yeah.
similar like COVID experience. Obviously, it was not great for many reasons, but
Yeah.
we took the best of it. We were in Jacksonville, and my mom had convinced me to buy a house when I was in residency living in Florida. And she's like, "We're gonna flip this house in Jacksonville," because she knew I would never want to live there. But she's like, "We'll buy this cheap house and flip it, and then you'll make money. I'll help you. You won't have to do anything. You don't even live in the city. I'll take care of it." So 3 years later, the house was still sitting there. So clearly that was not her real agenda.
no.
But we decided to move in there because it was very affordable, and we turned it into like a man cave. And so we literally like turned the living room into this like, I don't know.
Camping ground.
Yeah,
That's
like we had like a
fun.
pallet on the ground 24/7 that we would like, it was like blankets we would stack on top of each
Oh my
other,
gosh.
wash them every few days.
We made a gym in the garage.
No
So the gym was
way.
closed, but we were able to work out
We were
still.
thriving.
And
Lots
we
of
were
weed.
eating lots of donuts,
Yeah.
lots
God.
of good desserts.
This was my bulking era.
That's what we
Yeah.
call
Watching
it.
so many movies.
So, okay, 6 years. What's
Yeah.
the secret?
I definitely think, like I said, like living together helps. Having a dog together helps. Not to say like we wouldn't be together if those things weren't, but it makes you just work harder.
Yes.
We also like started therapy just to maintain, just to
Yes.
like learn to like communicate better.
Yeah.
Communication for
Yeah,
sure
communication.
is number one, because you have to be able to tell your partner. I think first and foremost, your partner, your boyfriend, your husband is your best friend, and you can tell him everything. You can be open about everything. So you have to be 100% comfortable with the person that you are, because communication at the end of the day is like literally the most important thing.
Every time we argue, I go, "We're not communicating well." That's my go-to
Yeah.
phrase. I'm like, "This is all a communication problem. We're not talking." And he's like, "You always say that." And I do believe it is the truth, though. Like every basis of an argument is just either a miscommunication or a lack of communication. I think most people too, when you go into a relationship, you need to learn how your partner communicates and how you communicate and,
And how you're feeling as well, right? Some people don't like to tell you how they're feeling, and then you have
Yeah.
to guess. So it's really hard, especially when you start dating someone, to like understand those,
Yep.
those signs of the other person.
So we're very opposite. Him and I, we are very yin and yang, and that's why it works,
Right.
because we are
Right. Complement each other.
Yeah. But then the other times when we're very opposite, like communication is number one, and we have very different like upbringings in life. We're very different, and we've had to learn that our communication styles are very different, and the way that we handle things and the way that we talk about things. I'm very reserved, and I'm very
Do you avoid conflict?
yes.
I love it.
It's crazy. Like he loves confrontation. He loves to talk about things.
Really?
He wants to lay everything out on the table. I'm like, I need to go away. Like I'm gonna go
I
away.
think that's me.
Yeah.
You just described me.
It-
I just don't. I
And I'm,
avoid
like, chasing him,
conflict.
like,
I'm like, what are you
I'm not
talking about?
done.
What are we arguing about? There's nothing to.
I don't-
Everything's cool.
Yeah, we've had to learn.
Yeah.
We've literally had to learn, and it's been, really hard. It's
Yeah.
been
Yeah.
really hard. It's been brutal at times. It's been beautiful. It's been
Yeah.
healing. It's been scary. It's been all these things.
Right.
But it's part of the whole,
But that's the
what we signed
secret
up
of
for.
6 years. No relationship is perfect, right?
Yeah.
But it's like those things that we have to learn. And, arguments are going to happen. We are different, and we just have to work together to,
Yeah.
be happy.
I'm definitely the one who's like, if there's an issue, I want to talk about it right now. We're not.
Why? Yeah.
We're
why
not
are we
leaving
sitting
the room.
on it? Why do we want to
Exactly.
take the time?
I'm
This
like,
is always my point. I
give
say
me
like,
the
I'm
minute.
like,
Watch something on TV.
Yeah.
like, this argument is
Like-
not efficient. We have other things we could
Yes,
be doing.
we're wasting time.
We could be getting along. We could be watching our show. We have work to do.
Yeah.
And, we need to have a combination of the two. Like, if there's going to be some times we need to separate for a moment. And it's hard. We live in a 1-bedroom apartment too. So it's like, where do we go? Where do we run to? Right. And it's funny because the reality is sometimes it needs like 5 minutes of like being away from each other. But
Yeah.
because you're around each other so much, you don't necessarily even know that that's a great way to diffuse the situation. But I'm very much like, I want the argument to have stopped yesterday. Like, let's go. Let's can this now.
Yeah.
Well, to me, there's no argument. To me,
Right.
the argument never existed.
I'm-
Why are we even arguing?
That's literally
Lie.
me.
You're not being realistic.
Literally me. I'm like, why? There doesn't, like, everything's
See?
fine. Like, we're
See?
literally all fine.
I'm so glad we're not alone in this.
Yeah.
Yes. High
You know
five.
what?
There
Us
we go.
too. You just text me when you need someone to vent to. I'll be like, I understand.
And we will hang out, we'll have a coffee,
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah.
something completely
Something-
different.
Nothing like that.
Nothing
yeah.
like that, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
totally fine. But I think where people get into the hiccup of relationship issues is things like that, right? You go into yourself when you feel like you can't communicate with your partner, or you think that they're not willing to budge for you, you're not willing to budge for them, and then you hit this like dead wall where people then say, you know what, I'm just not going to deal with this, or
Right.
I just, this is too
Walk
much
away,
for me,
yeah.
and walk away, and that's where I think things start to unravel.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's true, like when you have things that you're building together, whether that's having a child or a dog or a cat, or responsibilities like, owning something together or renting something together, it kind of creates layers where you're like, well, I can't just walk away.
Kind of locked
Makes you
in.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But and some people would say, oh, this is a bad thing because then you're stuck. But it's actually a good thing to help you reassess, like, okay, I need to be serious about these decisions.
Like a different type of commitment.
It's
Yes.
a different
Yeah.
type of commitment. Yeah. and-
Especially because us gay men, most of us don't have kids, so we don't have responsibilities, right? Like straight people, they have, they get married, they have
Yeah,
kids.
milestones.
So it's
Right.
really hard to divorce. It's really
Yeah.
hard to separate. But, for us, it's very easy to just like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm packing my bags, I'm
Yeah.
leaving.
Right.
And, having those responsibilities, it helps us to stay together.
Now we need friends.
Yes.
So it's like we're dating to like
Get
have
friends.
friends.
Yes.
And we're still kind of learning and navigating that too. Like we had I never really had gay friends. Like I had like maybe like a couple gay friends in Arizona, and I grew up with straight friends and girls.
Yes.
Girls and straights, and now like being in LA, like we're kind of getting our gay friend fix, and it's really fun, but it's a whole different
Yeah.
like
Yes.
Because it's
Ball
different
game.
too, making friends single and making friends
Yeah,
in
as
a
a
couple.
couple,
Because, there's different interests, right? You don't want to obviously go to a bar and meet like hundreds of people that night because
Yeah.
you want to spend more quality time
Yeah.
with your partner. So it's different. For
Yeah.
us, the same thing. We moved here. We didn't have many gay friends, right? And then after being here for 6 months, we can say that we have single friends,
Yeah.
we have people who are a couple, and they're all different. Some people like, they have their things that they like to do. They invite us for dinner. Others invite us for game night. So
Yeah.
it's good to explore different like friendships as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's also like kind of the same too, in the sense that like you come home from hanging out with these new friends, you're like, I wonder if they liked me. It's like that same type of
Yes.
excitement as like dating is.
What I'm learning is trying to set expectations realistically, because I'm very like, I get excited, like I'm like, let's do all these things together, and I'm like, no, you have to actually not say any of that because I get very like
That's-
ahead of myself,
Yeah.
and then maybe the other person is like very receptive to every single thing I'm saying, and so that I've learned that with relationships too. Like I get very excited and want to like get to know people, but the
Yeah.
problem with that is if
They create expectations, which is
Yeah.
okay, but then people create expectations and sometimes we
get let
don't.
down.
Yes, and
Yeah.
then they get hurt.
Yeah.
it's complicated when you're in a couple, and also
Yeah.
because we've tried to make friends with like a single person or like people
Yeah.
in couples, and it seems to be easier when we're with other couples.
The one thing that we do have in common with everyone is we're all gay and we're all gay men,
Yes.
and we all want some sort of connection.
Right. That's again, we wanted to move out here for that specific reason. There were a few things we were looking for with finding a new place, and we actually didn't know we were even going to move to LA until like very last minute. But we were looking for something where we could walk. Wanted to be in a gay area. Obviously, we're coming from North Florida, where it's
Not
red,
gay at all. Yeah.
very red. We'll just
So
say that.
I'm so interested. Like, so how far away is Miami from where you
Like
guys
5
were?
hours driving.
Oh, 5 hours.
Yeah. We're basically Georgia.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
basically
yeah.
like at the border of Georgia. When I was first sort of meeting him, I was living in Southwest Florida in residency. So after you finish medical school, you have to do 3 years of residency and some sort of specialty. And my specialty is family medicine. So I was living and you have to get assigned a position at a specific hospital. It's very difficult to get placed. But the place I got selected to go was called Fort Myers, Florida. It's
Okay.
like a retirement community. I've born and raised in Florida, had never even heard of the city. So I ended up moving there just because I wanted to be in Florida. Good weather was important to me. So we were like corresponding a little bit, but he lived in Miami, so it was not close by. And then I ended up moving to Orlando, which is a little more gay. But we settled in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And it's been a great like hub because we can, again, it's a very affordable place to live. We can travel all over the place. We were like, we want to like make more of our sort of chosen family. I also am like not very close to my family because they're very red. We'll just say that. And so we wanted to move to a place we could start, you know, building those roots. And then we were here, and we always stay at the London off of San Vicente and Sunset when we visit. And we would always say, like, we could only move here if we could find an apartment that was just like a hotel room in the London.
And the same location,
Because we love the location, like to be able to walk around. It's
Yeah.
close to the gym, and we always would sit on our balcony and just get stoned and watch people walk by.
Yeah.
And we were there, and I happened to look on Zillow, and there was an apartment for rent that was like 5-minute walk away.
And was furnished, so we
was
didn't have
fully
to
furnished.
worry about.
It was so wild. And we'd always like literally every time we visit, one day we'll live at the London, one day we'll live like right here.
my
And now we can
goodness.
see it from like our balcony, which
Wow.
is it's really cool. But
you manifested it.
I
Manifested.
say this, my whole life has been a manifestation,
Yeah.
from being a doctor to starting a
me too.
podcast. To,
I remember I grew up in Brazil, born and raised in Brazil. Since I was a kid, I used to watch American movies and being obsessed with American culture. So I feel like I always manifested that I wanted to live outside of my country. I just did not know when and how.
Yeah, how?
But I grew up literally like wanting this for my life. I knew I was not going to live in Brazil. I don't know why. Something that we manifest as kids.
It's like inner, deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, you know, grown up in completely different, you know, countries and have so much in common. Like he was so invested in American culture, even though he was growing up in Brazil, that we even to this day have the same favorite music, the same favorite movie.
How old are you guys?
I'm 35.
Okay.
I'm 29.
How old are you guys?
32.
33.
I know, I
Okay.
forget
I
too.
feel like after 30, I'm just like,
I know, 30 something.
I'm 30, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I have another question, since we've talked a
Yeah.
little bit about mushrooms and a little bit about cannabis.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of cannabis as like a couple's activity? Because we have used it together a lot to like communicate,
Yeah.
get deep into certain things. We have friends who've never used it. And as a physician, you know, I don't like to recommend it, but, you know, it's legal here. And I think it can be helpful for many. There's a lot of medicinal and literature to support its use. I just prefer not to like give my opinion onto other people, but in general, we've had a very positive experience. I think it's helped us in our relationship in some ways and have a lot of fun too, and be
Yeah.
able to look at things in different points of view. How would you guys kind of?
I mean, I'm a massive pothead.
Yes.
Like an example, the other night we had a movie night and I probably ate like 12 edibles and he had a half of one.
Sure.
So you don't really smoke weed.
no, I can't. If I ever
But I
do,
love when he does because
Yeah,
he's
he's
so like
you're like so horny for me to
you're
smoke.
so like silly and funny and
I feel like if I ever do, I can't smoke and like go out. I
Yeah,
can't
sure,
go out in public.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I do,
You get to
like
be locked
chill
up.
at home and
100%.
we are staying
Yes, yeah,
inside.
yes.
Yeah.
But even then, I still get a little like paranoid. But I think it's because I take Adderall too, so I can't like mix the two and like have a good time. So
I will say, I tell this to him all the time, and there's, I don't know if you watched what's that show, Broad City with Alana Glazer. So she's a big pothead, and she talks about in one of her stand-ups recently, she goes, I'm the type of pothead where I understand that I'm going to get stoned and have a massive panic attack and then
Yes.
earn my chill. I'm
Yeah.
going
That's
to earn my
exactly it.
way
Yeah.
to relaxation.
Yeah.
And she's like, this does not stop me from doing it again.
Yeah.
She's like, that's how you know you're a true pothead, is like you don't let the paranoia kick you away.
Yeah.
But I experience that every time. Like if
Yeah.
I do even a smidget too much, my brain goes straight to
Yeah.
paranoia. And what I have also found though is it's probably not healthy for everyone to have that experience, but usually my paranoia is being stimulated by something else going on in my life, right? There's something that's stressing me out, or I'm trying to like shove it under the rug, and so it like forces me to deal with it.
yeah.
And so sometimes that's good, sometimes it's not. And he
Yeah. I
feel like
luckily
That's what it does.
Yeah.
It makes everything 10 times more,
Intense.
overwhelming.
Intense,
yeah.
yes.
So if you're feeling sad, you're going to be more sad.
Right.
If you're feeling happy, you're going to be more happy. You know,
Right.
things are going to be more funny than they actually are. So I think intensifies how you're feeling.
Right.
I like that though because when you relate it to alcohol, like say if like there's something like you said like you're dealing with and you drink a bunch of alcohol, you're kind of like masking it.
Numbed.
With weed.
Yeah.
You can't.
All in,
right.
and you are forced to like.
Face
I
it.
go to the gym. I put my locker back. I put my bag in the locker, whatever, and I take my weed pen and I'm just ripping it, and I go work out, and it's and sometimes I'll do too much where I'm like nervous. I'm like people are looking at me or whatever, but it's like I like it because it keeps me on my toes, I guess, or it kind of like challenges me to get through hard things, I guess. I don't know.
I really like how you describe it because I also feel like it is like a mental workout for me sometimes because to be honest, the gym to me is like an army. Like it's like a war zone. Like every time I'm there, I am so anxious. I just want to get in and out. I'm like looking around to make sure. I don't know why. It's just always been how I feel at the gym.
And I'm the opposite.
He's like,
me too.
I'm having so much fun. I'm
He's
listening
like
to
chilling.
music. This is my time to listen to this and then work
it's my
out in
time.
my zone. Don't look at anybody.
I feel like I'm in everybody's way. I feel like everyone wants what I'm using. I feel like I'm, I don't know, taking too long.
It's like my time to be with my thoughts. I don't even play music when I'm at the gym. I put my headphones in and I go silent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is so weird to me.
That's crazy.
Like it's so strange because I need a mix. I need
Because if I do, I'm next. I can't find a song.
I love that you put your headphones on.
So no one talks to me.
Genius.
Yeah.
Genius. That's
but
brilliant.
people always end up talking to him.
This is why I didn't go up to you at the gym because I was like, you know what? This is definitely not the place to be like, hey, finally we can meet. But I'm very much the same. I mean, I don't mind when people come up and talk to me, but I prefer not. I prefer just like getting in and out. But
in the zone.
I've always been that way. I think it's actually gotten better since we've lived in LA. I'm a little more like paranoid in Jacksonville of the gym because I just feel like someone's going to come in and shoot us.
Oh, yeah.
But
because in Jacksonville, we don't know anybody, right?
And in Jacksonville, people just go into places and shoot you. So.
Oh, yeah.
Goodness.
We're going to have to plan a road trip in Florida.
Yeah.
All
That's
over.
so bad.
We're going to start with Jacksonville.
Oh, my God. So you can at least understand where I come from.
It's
tour
cute.
guides.
And then we're going to go to Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, and then we're going to go all the way down to Key West.
Yeah, and you have to take us to the OC.
Oh,
Yes.
do we really?
Come
need to
on, we gotta I gotta live my my Julie Cooper fantasy, which is
Okay, well, I'll take you.
just one of the.
I feel like it's just like there's a beach and there's a restaurant and there you go.
There you go.
I mean, the beaches are really pretty. Do you guys
I
go to
don't
the
like
beach
the
a lot?
beach, though.
We like the beach.
We do when we're in Florida because
Yeah.
I like the warm water,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's a little too cold for
LA
me
beaches
here.
are kind of not.
Yeah, inviting.
I just don't like the beach at all.
Yeah, I get you.
I grew up I grew up around
That's
beaches.
crazy.
My dad was a sandcastle
Professional
What?
sandcastle.
I don't want to say professional, but he was a
Like artist.
artist.
That's
He'd get hired
crazy.
to do like little sculptures or whatever. And so he'd lug us to the beach at
Right, all
7
hours.
a.m.
Oh my
Wow.
It would
gosh.
be either freezing cold all day long. So it's just like not my. I'm like
feel you.
traumatized.
When I was, because
Crazy.
Florida beaches are like hot, the water's very warm. So growing up, my mom would in middle school, like I was like 11 years old, she'd drop me off at the beach at like 8 a.m. and pick me up at 6 p.m. No sunblock, like $20 in my pocket, and I would have a surfboard and just be like out there all day.
Wow.
You
and
surf?
I did back in the day. And in Florida, the waves are like, 3 or 4 feet high max. So you're not going to like hurt yourself. And there's no rocks. So the water is a little more safe, at least from my perspective. Now I'm terrified of the water. So I go in, but I have to have like a boogie board. We had a near-death experience.
Why?
Together.
We go to Maui a lot. It's like our favorite place.
cool, yeah.
You guys have you been?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was Christmas Day. We decided to, just swim.
Yeah, we're just gonna get in the water with no boogie board or anything. We're like, at one moment, the water's like up to our knees.
so fast.
We're like talking, and we're like, oh, the water's up to our like belly button now. I'm like, oh, the water's like up to our shoulders, and then I'm like, oh, I can't touch, and he couldn't touch, and so I just remember like.
You're gonna like pull.
He was like going that way.
We were screaming for help, and people were looking at us from the sand, but
like these.
No, is
they couldn't hear,
No,
but
no one was coming.
we didn't know. Yeah.
So I look at him and he's like drifting away, and I like grab him and I take one of my feet and I like grab some coral and like pull us with one toe and like get to the coral, and then we like crawl. Literally,
I was ready to die. My whole life was like,
it was literally that, and we got out of the water. We're like, we're not going back in there.
Oh my gosh.
So we took a break, but now we'll go with the boogie board because
Yeah.
there's some sort of flotation device.
Oh my goodness.
But that one time because coming from Florida,
Oh,
I've
thanks.
swam my whole life. Like
Yeah.
I've like gone surfing in hurricanes like by myself because that's just what we grew up doing. I've
Right.
seen sharks, not a problem. But all it takes is one near-death experience in your 30s to be like, nope, not all this work. I'm not dying now.
Yeah, not yet.
So we have quite a list of things we have to do and
Yeah.
accomplish. But we would love to have you guys back, especially after we do like a couples trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my
fun.
gosh, so down.
Yeah, and we didn't even get to talk. I know you're an artist, so I want people to
Yeah.
be able to see your hats. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
your hats.
Thank
So where can
you.
people find both of you on Instagram if they're looking?
We have a couple Instagram, mainly just our main ones. Like mine's Matty Mo.
3 T's.
Mhm.
Mine's Logmy, Logmey.
And we'll tag you guys too, of
Thank you.
course.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's been so much fun. Thank you
Yeah,
both for
thank you for
coming.
having
me.
Yeah, and we're
Coming.
gonna have you back. We'll be seeing you
Yeah.
soon.
LA
This was
fan.
fun. I like it.
Yes,
Yay.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.